This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Welcome to a brand new episode of You Special on NDTV Hindu. I'm Cuckoo Alex. Now, Chennai is developing as we speak, and a lot of people say it's all about the IT companies. And when you think of IT companies, what's the one thing that you think, besides the brand names, that is software? Well, we're at the SSN College of Advanced Software Engineering, and with me are the future software engineers of India, and also Professor Mathew Bass, who is a visiting professor from the Carnegie Mellon University. Welcome to the show, guys. Well, let's start with you, Professor.
Okay, thank you. So before we begin the discussion, I'd like to ask you guys a question. So all of you have technical undergraduate degrees. Why is it that you're thinking about going on for higher level education? What is it that you hope to get from graduate school that you don't currently have now?
The basic things which you encounter when you finish college are that there is always a dilemma between two things, whether to go for an MBA or for an MS. And MS gives you a more technical perspective into things, whereas MBA is kind of management. So when students are choosing between these two, you go in for various advices, you ask many people what to do, and the classical thing they'll tell you is do whatever interests you, and that interest must come from within. And I was very interested in software engineering, and that's why I decided to pursue a master's in software engineering. And when you think about software engineering, I believe that Carnegie Mellon is the Vatican, and that's why I've come here to pursue my master's.
All right. Can we have someone else from this side, please? Yeah.
Actually, I was working with a software company before I joined the course. When I looked into the course structure, I was confident that it could make a difference in myself because it helps in bridging the gap between the professional and the college-oriented syllabus that we read and how we practically implement that. So that was the interest in me that pulled me towards the course.
Okay.
So that is why I was interested in doing a higher education in software engineering.
All right. So what do you ultimately want to be? What is the ambition?
I want to be. I was a developer, so I just want to go beyond that, like a software architect or a business analyst, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So would having some sort of practical experience in that field help you when you take up this course, or is it better to go in as a fresher?
Well, considering I am a fresher from 2010 pass out from undergraduate degree, I have joined this course. I had some technical knowledge in my undergraduate, but I need to know where I can apply that. I need a hands-on experience on working on such projects. So this course has got a studio project in it, wherein we apply all that we learn. It's not just learning; it is learning by doing. We implement all those concepts that we have learned, and therein that interest made me to opt for a master's degree to enhance my career opportunities.
Okay. So, Professor, if we could come to you again, what is your role exactly in the course? What are the subjects that you teach within the course?
So my area is something called software architecture. So software architecture is a field that will help you predict certain properties about the software prior to construction. So if you were to imagine building a bridge, you might worry about something like how much load it would support, what's the impact of wind shear or things like that. So you certainly would want to avoid a situation where you would build a bridge and then try to figure out how much load it would support by driving a truck across to see if it works or not. The same is true with software. So the sort of things that I teach help you to determine how fast the software is going to be, how many people it'll support, what impact would a failure or fault have on the software system, things of that sort.
Okay, so what students of what sort of background would do well in your course?
So certainly you need to have some fundamental computer science skills. The kind of thing that we teach does have sort of its basis in computer science and math, but it goes beyond that. So again, if you think about computer science, that is the sort of thing that will help you understand how to construct a system in the small as an individual. But if it's the case that you're going to build systems that are going to support today's companies, then you're really going to be building systems not with one or two people, but tens, maybe hundreds of people. And these are going to be systems that that support the critical operation of an organization, that maybe help an airplane to fly and that sort of thing. And so the kind of skills that we teach are the skills that go above and beyond the individual construction and help you to predict these more systemic properties. And so you need to have a basis in computer science, you need to have some understanding of programming, but more than that, you need to have the desire to do these more critical kinds of functions rather than being a person who's going to develop a software as a single person or something that doesn't have critical data and so forth.
All right. So are all your electives inclusive of architecture, computer, all of those? All of you are taking those electives?
Yes, architecture, as Professor Bass was saying, is a core course. Actually, it's not an elective. It's a must take. There are other courses that this program would offer apart from the core courses, and it includes different genres of. We could take management courses. We could take other courses. There are even arts courses, music, and all those things. So this program is all about encompassing the whole thing. But in general, I believe that. As Professor was saying, we need a basis in computer science, but computer science is something very generic, isn't it? It teaches you to be a jack of all trades. I believe that this program would teach you to be a king of one.
All right, nicely put there. All right, someone else from here, would you have a question for Professor Bass?
I would like to particularly ask Matt about one question. I would like to you to elaborate more on the CMU pedagogy, that is learning by doing.
So as you indicated, CMU sort of has a unique philosophy when it comes to teaching. We do adopt a learn by doing approach. So this is what we call a professional master's degree. There's not a research component, rather there's an applied component. And we use a structure that is very similar to other engineers. So typically it's the case that you gain some core set of knowledge through education, and then you practice applying that knowledge in sort of a mentored fashion. And you do that over time until you become proficient applying that knowledge, and you're able to do that without the help of more experienced engineers. And so the way we do that is by having what we call a studio project. And so this is a real-world project that's sponsored by external organizations that is conducted by a team of software engineers. Typically there's between 3 and 5 students that are self-managed and self-organized that will apply the curriculum and the concepts that they learn in the core courses to their project. And so in this way they're able to practice in a facilitated fashion the kind of concepts and get to the point where they understand much more readily how to apply these in practice, how to select appropriate methods given the context of the project and so forth. And this is really the linchpin that binds all of the core courses together and really makes the program unique.
All right, so learning by doing is the philosophy of that particular course. With that, we need to come to the end of this segment, but 2 more to go. Come right back.